Most working people hear two names repeated their whole life when it comes to retirement saving. One is a workplace plan, often called a 401k style plan. The other is an individual account, often called an IRA. They sound similar. They both help with retirement. But behind the scenes they work quite differently, and understanding that difference once can quietly improve the next 40 years of your financial life. The simplest way to picture a workplace retirement plan is as a special bucket your employer holds. Money flows directly from your paycheck into this bucket before it ever reaches your hands. Often your employer adds a little extra of their own. That bucket invests in funds you choose from a short menu. It is convenient because everything is automatic, but the menu of investments is limited by whatever plan your company offers. An individual retirement account works differently. You open it yourself, at a brokerage of your choice, completely independent from your employer. Money goes in from your own bank account. You decide where to invest, and the menu is usually enormous. Thousands of funds, bonds, and other investments. It is more flexible, but nothing is automatic. You must remember to contribute and to invest the money once it arrives. Both account types share a powerful trait. They offer tax advantages that ordinary investing accounts do not. Some versions let you contribute before taxes and pay taxes later when you withdraw. Other versions let you contribute after taxes, then grow and withdraw the money tax-free for retirement. The specific rules vary by country, but the underlying idea is universal. Less leakage to taxes means more of your money stays invested and compounding. Contribution limits are an important difference. Workplace plans usually allow much higher yearly contributions than individual accounts. Someone with a higher income who wants to save aggressively often hits the lower individual account limit very quickly. The workplace plan lets them set aside far more each year. For many earners, the workplace plan is simply the bigger container in which to hide income from current taxes. Employer matching is another big difference. Many workplace plans include a match, where the company contributes extra money based on what you contribute. A common example is matching the first few % of your salary you put into the plan. This is essentially additional pay that only appears if you contribute. Individual accounts have no employer involvement, so this extra layer of free money only exists in workplace plans. Investment choice is where individual accounts shine. A typical workplace plan might offer 20 or 30 funds. An individual account opened at a major brokerage opens the door to almost the entire investing universe. For someone who wants very low-cost index funds, very specific bonds, or a particular long-term strategy, this freedom can quietly matter a lot over decades. Flexibility is the gift of the individual account. Fees behave differently in each container. Workplace plans sometimes carry hidden administrative fees layered onto the funds, which can quietly reduce returns. Individual accounts allow you to pick the cheapest available funds directly. Many beginners are surprised to learn that two seemingly similar accounts can perform quite differently over 20 years simply because of small fee differences compounding silently in the background. There is also a difference in control if you change jobs. A workplace plan is tied to that employer, so leaving can mean leaving the plan behind, rolling it over, or moving it. An individual account is yours regardless of where you work. It quietly follows you across employers, career breaks, freelance years, and life changes. That long-term continuity can be reassuring as careers grow less predictable. Many beginners think they must choose one or the other. In most systems, you can actually use both. A common pattern is to contribute enough to your workplace plan to capture the full employer match, then send additional savings into an individual account for the wider investment menu, and finally return to the workplace plan if there is still room. This sequence quietly captures the best parts of each container. The psychology of these accounts also differs. A workplace plan feels invisible because contributions disappear from the paycheck before you see them. This is one of its strongest advantages. You never miss what you never touch. An individual account requires intentional action each month. People who use both must learn to treat the individual account contributions like a non-negotiable bill they pay to their future self. There is also the question of withdrawal rules. Both account types generally penalize early withdrawals before retirement age, although specific exceptions and rules differ. The accounts trade liquidity for tax advantages. The money is meant to stay and grow. Treating these containers as off-limits until later in life is part of what allows them to do their quiet, decades-long work in the background. A practical rule many beginners adopt is to never leave employer match money on the table. If your workplace plan offers a match, capturing it is usually the first step in any reasonable savings sequence. The reason is simple. Few investments in the world reliably double your money the instant you make them. A typical match comes very close to that, just in the form of compensation rather than market return. What should beginners avoid? One common mistake is contributing to a workplace plan but never actually choosing investments inside it. Many plans place uninvested contributions into a very conservative default fund, which can quietly underperform for decades. Logging in once to confirm your money is invested in something appropriate for your age and goals is one of the highest impact small actions you can take. A better habit, once you start using either account, is to automate everything you can. Set the workplace plan to contribute a percentage of every paycheck. Set the individual account to receive a recurring transfer from your bank. Increase the percentage slightly every time you receive a raise. Automation removes daily willpower from the equation and quietly turns retirement saving into a background process. Over the long term, the most important factor is not which account you use, but that you use one consistently for many years. Decades of regular contributions into tax-advantaged accounts, invested in broad and sensible funds, tend to produce results that surprise many ordinary savers. The accounts themselves are quiet. Time and contributions are doing the loud work in the background. To summarize the comparison, a workplace plan is like a powerful default. It is convenient, automatic, often comes with employer help, and allows large contributions. An individual account is like a personal toolkit. It is flexible, broad, and follows you for life. Used together, they form a strong, simple foundation that does not require any guessing about markets or any complicated strategy to work. The final takeaway is calming and practical. Do not get stuck choosing the perfect account. Start with what is available. Capture any employer match. Add an individual account when you can. Increase contributions slowly as your income grows. Choose simple, broad investments inside. Then leave them alone. Decades from now, your future self will quietly thank you for the patient choices made by your present self.